It is a short ferry ride across the Curonian Lagoon from Klaipeda to Curonian Spit, the most extraordinary landscape in Lithuania. This is a peninsula which stretches in a narrow arch from Klaipeda to Russia's Kalinigrad, over 98 kilometres off the coast. The lagoon side is sheltered and therefore calm and covered with reeds. This is where a nature conservation area begins, which became a World National Heritage Site in the year 2000. Alexander von Humboldt described this natural phenomenon as one of the strangest and most beautiful coastal regions in Europe. Here in the northern part, there are pine and birch forests, exceptional plants and flowers, and where an elk may suddenly appear. But the ecological balance of the peninsula is fragile. Since centuries ago, deforestation was carried out on a large scale. Nature recovered, and herons and cormorants returned to their nesting places. But the peninsula is also inhabited by people, and Jodkrant is a fine example. A tranquil resort around which the drift sand makes a detour, for its residents wisely conserve the area's ancient forest. The well-kept holiday homes and boarding houses are quite picturesque and instantly create an amiable atmosphere. But despite its proximity, Nagliokopa is totally different. Only sand, and a 53-metre-high dune under which the former village of Niglen is buried. This was the effect of destructive natural forces that began in the 15th century. Forest fires and erosion did the rest, and therefore the natural barrier against the sand was destroyed. The sand dunes gradually moved forward without resistance, threatening the villages, and finally buried 14 of them beneath the sand. The Sahara of the Baltic coast was a disaster for its inhabitants. However, at the same time, tourism began to grow because of this natural phenomenon. Further south, the interplay of forest, meadow and sand can also be seen. In particular, the island side of the lagoon prevented desertification. Here, the Parnidden Dune is a good example. On one side, forest to the edge of the dune, and on the other, sand to the coast. Curonian Spit, also named Neriga, originated 5,000 to 6,000 years ago. Morainic hills of the last ice age some 15,000 years ago arose here from the sea as islands. Nida is the southernmost region of the Lithuanian section of the peninsula, colourfully decorated fishermen's houses offer souvenirs for sale. Tourists like this atmospheric place, even if some of its buildings are new and have been rebuilt in their original style. Painters and writers have always used the beauty of Nida as a source of inspiration, including Thomas Mann, who built a summer house here in 1929, which is now a museum and meeting place. The fireplace room and view from the terrace emanate a sense of well-being. And Mann's living room contains numerous books and a bust of the famous author. On the first floor, a number of evocative photos turn back time. And provide an insight into the works of the famous Nobel Prize winner. The small cemetery of Nida is situated within a sparse forest. There are various wooden crosses along with the tombs of famous citizens such as Herman Blood. The historical Nida Museum has been adapted in both design and colour to the fishermen's houses. There's original fishing tackle and other tools. Here, fishing has always been the main source of income. And the original model of a Curonian flat-bottomed boat illustrates a long tradition. The wooden Curonian pennant became a true landmark of Spit. Once, there were 100 of these heavy, side-ruddered fishing boats. Today, only 3. But the connection to the water has remained, although often only for leisure. A ride in a Curonian fishing boat is a must. Spit is 98 kilometres long and 380 metres wide at its narrowest point. It separates the lagoon from the Baltic Sea. In 1,000 years, both wind and waves have united the small islands into a complete unit. Man almost irreversibly destroyed this paradise by his irresponsible actions, and it almost became a desert. However, this natural world has been saved just in time.